Welcome to Riverside Park. My name is Rico Razzo, District 6 Manager for the City of Detroit. And thank you. While Riverside Park has been closed over the years, it's always played an important role in this community. And thanks to this agreement, Riverside Park has a bright future. And now, without further ado, I'd like to introduce Mayor Mike Duggan to outline the agreement.
All right. Let's see if this is, well, we'll start here and go from here. All right. Well, this we think is a very big day for the city of Detroit. As everybody knows, the Maroon family are major employers in this city. They're major property owners in this city, and we're looking to build stronger relationships. I came into a city that was known as a city of conflicts. Mayors fighting with council, mayors fighting with unions, mayors fighting with legislators, and with some of our business interests. And we've worked really hard over the last year and a half to resolve those conflicts. And there have been times in which there have been conflicts between the Maroon family and the city of Detroit. And I think when you see the proposal today, you'll see that we are building a completely different kind of relationship, one that's good for their business and good for the community. One of the conflicts that to me has always been portrayed as a false conflict is between the expansion of the Ambassador Bridge and the building of the Nitsy Bridge. I've never believed they were in conflict. I am a supporter of both bridges, and I always have been. I'm an unequivocal supporter of the Nitsy Bridge, and I'm committed to do everything I can to support its construction as quickly as possible. But we also have a bridge here that's not quite a century old, but is getting there, and the idea of a second span, I think, would strengthen Detroit's position as an international trade crossing and as a logistics center, and it would be a very positive thing. And so that's been my approach. Now, a second span here is going to need state and federal and Canadian approvals and a number of environmental reviews. And we certainly are supportive of going through all of those steps in the process. But I also believe it would put people to work and help us long term to get that span built. And so when the Maroon family approached me about a year ago about the support for this, we talked about the relationship between the family and the city. And I said, in my mind, there were two major issues that need to be addressed in addition to the span. One is the Michigan Central Depot. That is a critical landmark for this community. When you look at the redevelopment that's happening, I think we're going to see the day that the depot will get renovated, will get rebuilt, will get people moved in and get it reused. And I wanted to start down that road. And maybe I'm being optimistic, but I got to tell you what I've seen. I've seen the David Whitney building, Broderick Towers, buildings that have been vacant 15, 20 years, are now fully occupied. We just announced a few weeks ago the Brewster Wheeler Rec Center, everybody thought was going to be demolished, is about to be renovated and will be a permanent restaurant and community center. Last week, I was at the Packard plant, where a bombing plant that had been closed for decades has been reopened as a 200,000 square foot business for the Detroit Display Company. We are seeing landmarks in this community get reused. It's something that's a crucial part of what this city is about. We can't just knock down our landmarks. We need to reuse them. And so when I sat with the Maroons, I said, I need concrete steps that are going to be taken for the improvement of the Michigan Central Depot. Second, Riverside Park ought to be a jewel. I mean, you have very little, right? The people of Southwest Detroit have very little access to riverfront parkland. If you're on the east side, we've got several riverfront parks. Downtown, we've got several riverfront parks. But in Southwest Detroit, we don't have the kind of riverfront park access we should have. And to me, this is not my idea of a first-class riverfront park. And so what I said to them is, we've got to do something to dramatically upgrade Riverside Park. We've been talking for the last year, and today we are announcing we have an agreement that we intend to send to City Council in the next week, and that agreement has Basically 6 points. Number one, the windows at the Michigan Central Depot, all 1,050 of them above the first floor, will all be in place by December 31st of this year. That train station will be completely sealed in on the exterior side. The international images that have been shown on Detroit of a train station with the wind blowing through will be a thing of the past. I won't tell you that'll get us all the way home, but I do believe this, that if you start by securing the exterior, you start by letting people see it be attractive, with what's happening in Corktown now, with what's happening in Southwest Detroit now, it'll get us another significant step closer to the day when we see the full redevelopment. The Maroon family in this agreement has committed to do that. Second, the bridge company needs the 3 acres right along that bridge there to create the second span. And so in this area, this is the area along there that they need for the second span. I said, I'm not willing to sell land that's going to diminish Riverside Park. And so what we've agreed to is a land swap. The Maroons own nearly 5 acres of waterfront property right here. And so what we're going to do is swap the 3 acres along the bridge, which in my mind is the least desirable part of the park, for nearly 5 acres over there. And when the tenants, right, 5 acres of waterfront property, and when the tenancy on that building runs out in July of 18, they will demolish that warehouse, and we will go 5 acres over. Then we've got another piece. The city of Detroit owns now a 3.4 acre parcel of land right over there that's never been a part of the park. The third piece is the city will permanently commit that 3.4 acres to be a part of Riverside Park. So at the end of the day, right, we go from a 20-acre park to a 25-acre park.
That's all right.
And here's the next piece. The area that we're going to sell along the bridge, or that we're going to trade, we keep the riverfront footage in a right-of-way so that the public will get a 100-foot right-of-way all the way along the waterfront. We keep access to the waterfront property even in the area that we're transferring. That's good. We've gone from a 20-acre park to a 25-acre park. But if I look at this park, we don't have the resources to improve it. We need a new soccer field. We need a new baseball field. We need better picnic areas. We need to upgrade this. And so the next piece is that the Maroons will pay immediately $3 million for the improvement of Riverside Park. We will be able to start this fall with the construction of a new baseball field, a new soccer field, a beautiful picnic fishing area across here. We're going to start that work this fall. We are going to start to build this park into the kind of park the whole city will be proud of. Now, there is a lot of conversation in this community about trust. Can you trust people? This agreement is a huge commitment to trust. And it's a commitment of trust on the part of Maroons to city government. Because the deal that we've made is this. They put the windows in the train station right now by the end of the year. They deed us this 5 acres of land right now. They give us the $3 million check so we can start improving the park right now. They're going to need to get state approval on the transfer of the 3 acres, because it was originally bought with money for parks. And so anytime you want to swap parkland, you've got to show the state DNR that what we're getting is better than what we're giving away. I believe the 5 acres of waterfront property and $3 million to redevelop is a fair swap. But here's the thing. The Maroons are transferring the money and the property to us, and they're taking the chance that they're going to get state DNR approval. And I've committed that we are going to be fully supportive of them in that process, and that I will be fully supportive of them in their efforts to get the second span. So this is an unusual deal for Detroit. We get everything that we ask for up front, and the developer is trusting us to back them at the end.
That's all right. That's all right. That's all right.
And then the final piece to the deal is this. If, in fact, they do ultimately get federal, Canadian environmental approvals and build that second span, then whatever day that may be, I don't know if it's 2 years from now or 20 years from now, whenever that is, they put another $2 million into the development of this park. So the only thing in this deal that's contingent on the second span is the last $2 million. And so, as you can imagine, this has been the subject of a lot of long, hard work between the lawyers. There's still some I's being dotted and some T's being crossed, and we'll have the agreement up to council. But I think this is the beginning of a different kind of relationship. And we're going to start rebuilding this city through partnerships. And with that, I'll introduce our partner on this deal, Matt Maroon. Matt?
From the first moment I met the mayor, he immediately asked me about the train station. Ever since that point, every time that I've seen him since, he asks me about the train station. So, I'm prepared this time like I have been the last few. So, Mr. Mayor, with your permission, I'll give you an update on the train station. Our new 9,000-pound high-capacity elevator is fully operational and permitted. The elevator, of course, has the strength and capacity to take all the windows to the top floor of the building and so on. The window fabrication is in full swing, and deliveries should begin in June. Masonry and carpentry contracts for the depot and the window preparation are let, and masonry and carpentry begins on Monday.
All right.
Okay? That's the depot. Great waterfront parks are complemented by inspiring bridges. Whether that's Golden Gate Park or soon to be Riverside Park. My family and our business is proud to be investors, not only in the bridge or the new bridge, but this magnificent park. It will give dividends for the city and our business and our family for years to come. The mayor helped me see that it's not just a bridge business, it's also a complementary business to the neighborhood around us.
Yes.
And our next door neighbor is Riverside Park. So my family's proud, I'm proud, and we look forward to doing our part of the agreement first and working with the city and their help for the part of the agreement that benefits us second.
All right.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Next, we're going to invite Council President Pro Tem Cushingberry to say a few words.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I guess I'm here to speak for the sportsmen because I fish out here. And it's going to be a wonderful thing for us to have our boat launch reopened and to be able to come out and improve our walleye catch, because this park has always been a place where walleyes have been caught for as long as I've been a boy. And so I have a special affinity to it because, Charlie, I was here when we used city money to build that warehouse so that the Free Press could take paper by boat. Looks like they're not going to want to do that anymore. So I'm happy to see it be demolished. And finally, we're going to have even an increased amount of space right at the waterfront for us to put our lines in the water. See, we're blessed more than anything with having the Great Lakes surround us here in Detroit. And being on an international border, we know that we have the opportunity to have some of the greatest sports fishery in the world, which we have with this expansion of the park. In addition to that, if you've noticed, the mayor's talking about putting baseball fields, soccer fields, and other kinds of fields so that our young children will know that Detroit is a beautiful place, and to come down and see a part of the city that belongs to the city from now and henceforth and forevermore. So thank you so much for having me today.
Now we'd like to bring Councilwoman Ayers to say a few words.
Oh, good afternoon, everybody. It's a nice day. You guys should be excited about what's happening. We are outside. We don't have on coats, so that's always good. But again, yes, my name is Councilwoman Janae Ayers, and I am citywide, so this is very important to me. Also coming from a background in recreation, and as well as being an educator and a former probation officer, I understand the importance of having recreational activities for our children. This has nothing to do with the Maroon family. It has nothing to do with anybody's plans or what they need to do. Our overwhelming responsibility is to make sure that we have things for our children. And I think that this is a good opportunity, but I also want to note that, only speaking for myself and my office, we will do our due diligence and be steadfast in making sure that the documents that are presented to us, we look through them thoroughly. We make sure that everybody is held accountable to what they said they're going to do. But the overwhelming responsibility is to make sure that our children and our communities continue to thrive and that they have something to do. So I am here, and I am always in support of my rec department people. So thank you again, and have a great day.
Speaking of the rec department, we'd now like to bring up Alicia Bradford, who's the Director of Parks and Recreation.
Thank you. Well, good morning. What a beautiful day, and I am very excited about this announcement and want to thank our Mayor, Mayor Duggan, and the Maroon family for basically brokering a benefit for the city of Detroit, and hopefully the community can see the benefit as well. We know that Riverside Park is an essential part of this community, our Southwest community, and how the development of this park will benefit the extension of the East Riverfront to the West Riverfront to make this a premier location where our youth, where our seniors, where all of our families can grow and flourish and enjoy the connectivity to the community, to the riverfront, through this park being the hub of that activity. So this park is the community. We will be working with you through our General Services Department and my colleague Brad Dick about the concept designs of this park and what you'd like to see. Because although it is owned by the city, it is the community's park, and we want to make sure that it meets your needs. So hopefully you're excited about this. We look for the transformation of the future of this park and getting you all engaged and being down here to enjoy everything that we have to offer to you. Thank you so much. Have a good morning.
Next, we'd like to bring up Tim Ritchie, the CEO of PAL.
Thanks so much. Thank you very much, everybody. It's great to be here. Good morning. It's a beautiful day. My name is Tim Ritchie. I'm the CEO of the Detroit Police Athletic League, and really I'm here representing 12,000 young people across the city of Detroit and 1,500 coaches that play in Detroit every day. This is one of our awesome soccer teams right here from University Prep. These guys are ready to do some business. We got Coach Amy here. She was nice enough to get the kids together and bring them out here. I'm speaking on behalf of these kids. There are not enough clean and safe places for kids to play in the city of Detroit, and so we're so very grateful to Mayor Duggan, Alicia and the rec department, and the Maroon family for the investment, because honestly, parks are an indication to young people about how much the community and the adults care about them. Can we clean up our parks? Can we keep them cut? Can we pick the trash up? Can we make sure that nothing's broken? And can they be clean for these kids? And so it's such a pleasure to be here. It's so exciting for us. We will program these fields like you wouldn't believe, and looking forward to you guys coming out and seeing the young people enjoy the fields. Thanks so much, and can't wait to get started.
We'd now like to bring up Juan Sanchez Sr., who is a coach with the Detroit Bees. They're a youth baseball powerhouse here in Southwest Detroit.
Good afternoon. I want to thank the mayor and Mr. Maroon for making this happening. The bottom line is that if we are going to build an international bridge, I think we should start in a community bridge first, and then everything follows through. Detroit Bees, we have never abandoned the baseball tradition, the Hispanic, and years ago we were able to compete throughout the state, and somehow most of our young kids disappear in baseball, but they're playing basketball and football. We are trying to bring those kids back into the community. That's why we're still here, and hopefully in the future we'll be able to create MLB players, because that's exactly quite a few years ago we had a lot of kids from Detroit playing in the major leagues, you know. And now what we want to do is, you know, Detroit Bees is very simple. We prepare our kids for high schools, and then from high school they move up to the next level, and then hopefully to the MLB. And those who do not make it, at least they get an education. Thank you.
That's right. Thank you. That's right.
Our final speaker is going to be Ed Tatum, chairman with Parsons Brinkerhoff.
When the people have no vision, they perish. And I like seeing this vision here. I remember years ago when Mania took me down to the park and showed me this gym that they were playing on, and we were cutting grass and doing it ourselves. We wanted a place to play. Our company and ourselves, we sponsor 2 Detroit PAL teams, and we also are included with Detroit Bees. Other people, if it wasn't for them helping us out, doing some of the things in terms of continuing on, Margie, Flores Tatum, Belinda Beard, Ago Guerra, Mania Sanchez, Juan Carlos Sanchez, these people did things to help out in the community. And I really appreciate that now we've got a field. I appreciate that Butch, you heard me yesterday, and I'm very thankful for that. I'm really thankful. Thank you for the opportunity to talk to you.